And look what we have done. We go to Mars. Next is we go to nuts.
Did you know there's a 62-year-old crazy Dutch man who holds 26 world records related to extreme endurance? These include the longest time being submerged under ice, hiking Mount Everest barefoot with nothing but shorts, and even running a marathon in the desert with no water.
We are the alchemists. Yeah!
He even willfully injected himself with a dangerous pathogen, a bacteria called E. coli, and fended it off with a breathing technique that he developed. He then taught others to do the exact same thing. So who is this mysterious Dutch man, you might ask? Cue the Iceman.
Wim Hof.
Wim Hof.
Wim Hof.
We have inner power.
Oh, I'm Enlightenment, I'm Buddha. Fuck Buddha. And Buddha would agree. Be happy, strong, and healthy. The rest is bullshit. That's it.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Another YouTube interview with Wim Hof.
Yeah.
So what?
Do you believe in aliens?
And we are fucking aliens all the time.
Well, I'm gonna ask him a bunch of insanely trippy questions that no one else has about the formation of the American Medical Association, the electromagnetic field of the body, what breathwork does to the DNA on a cellular level, the existence of aliens, and we're even gonna talk about the incentives of Big Pharma to marginalize people like him.
We are going past and through this narrative.
Not only is the content gonna be different, but for whatever reason, I got a higher voltage version of Wim in this interview.
And once we get one hole through the wall, we will get many holes through the wall. Break the wall!
At one point, I even asked him if he'd be willing to inject himself with COVID-19.
So you would expose yourself to COVID and beat it?
Oh, easy does it.
You're
No
crazy,
problem.
man.
I'm crazy about life.
Why do I love Wim Hof so much? It's not just because of his infectiously positive energy. What I love is that his technique is available to literally everyone, no matter who they are, across the globe. It's the definition of open source.
Oh, shit.
The method reduces inflammation, it helps treat anxiety and depression, it strengthens the cardiovascular system, and it even allows somebody to control their autonomic nervous system, something we thought to be previously impossible. And he's earnestly engaging with the scientific and academic community to rigorously study his method and make it more mainstream.
I always go to scientific evidence-based proof.
You can read every self-help book in the world, you can use neuro-linguistic programming, you can think positive thoughts, you can try to manifest, but nothing is probably going to change your physiological state as immediately as breathwork will.
We need to get this wrong narrative out of the way. It's there. It's there. Only if you get there, you can get there. No, it's in there. And let's make directly contact with it.
So whether you're a newbie or a die-hard disciple long since baptized in the icy waters, get ready to be electrified by 35 kilohofs. That's 35 minutes of listening to Wim Hof. Without further ado, lean back and take in the high vibrations of today's larger-than-life American alchemist, Wim Hof.
Different parts of the brain have different activities.
But you know that, don't you?
Maybe you should interview me.
Back then, I was always into, nature, cold, into yoga, into doing exercising and all that. I was quite in connection with my deeper physiology. But what was happening to my wife, she is out of her mind. I don't know what, I can't reach her. She went to a doctor finally. I had not this conviction, this belief that I could fix it no more. Finally, she jumped from 8 stories down, and that is more dramatic than you can understand or grasp with your psyche in a normal life. Back then, I was powerless. There was little money, 4 children. So what do? There's nothing else to do than taking care of the children and having enough energy to do it all without money. And that was those times. And who took care of that? That was the cold water. The cold water steals your mind because you got to survive in the icy water, you gotta adapt, you gotta let go. And there I found peace, I found healing. I began to do that all the time, every day, more and more. And another thing I began to do was to do it consciously. Because I wasn't aware what I really was doing before. I did it because I always felt so good and all that. But now I had a purpose. I had to take care of my children, and I had to heal from absolutely broken-hearted emotional agony. When a trauma is inflicted, at that moment we get a cardiovascular imprint. The heart reacts. The whole 70,000 miles, they react. It's a blueprint of the trauma. It's inside.
Yes.
Now, if we do these breathing exercises, we exercise the whole of cardiovascular system to the deepest. Doing it, you feel. And feeling is the real understanding.
It's interesting. You do go through, you shed trauma and painful layers as you breathe. And, holotropic breath work, the Stan Grof thing, it's meant to mean growing towards wholeness, like heliotropy is growing towards the sun. And so when I do your method as well, I feel like, I'm moving past almost like sedimented rock of like emotional.
Yeah, exactly. And if we go deep enough, round after round, we go deeper into the cardiovascular system, then we shake it loose, the trauma.
Maybe the holy grail we're all looking for is just the human heart.
There it is. There we are. Let's enjoy life. Drink the nectar.
Let it go.
And now it shows, after 20 years, it shows that I'm able to defy, just by using the mind, physical stress. This was impossible in science. Probably it's been done before many times, but nobody showed it in science. And this is what I do. I always go to scientific experiment, scientific evidence-based proof. In laboratory settings, blood proof, brain scans, doesn't matter. In the prehistoric times, we had no pharmacy, we had no shops, we had no all that. We had to solve the things right there, like in an instant. I challenge the world, and I show that in our society, we alienated so much from our inner nature that we have these problems with the stress, autoimmune diseases, cancer, depression, burnout, I call it. And that's simply a result of not being directly in connection with our inner nature. And let me tell you, I am powerful now.
The modern medical system was basically created in 1910 by a Carnegie and Rockefeller commissioned report called the Flexner Report. At the time, it was estimated that 1/3 of the doctors in the US were osteopaths, homeopaths, people that worked with the electromagnetic field of the body, basically holistic healers. A lot of these people were snake oil salesmen, so they ended up choosing a scientifically minded skeptic named Abraham Flexner to write the report. The report dramatically tightened government oversight when it came to medical schools and practitioners all over America. These more alternative, holistic practitioners were shunned, kicked out, and basically relegated to pseudoscience. But what we have left is a very limited system, basically with the FDA and the American Medical Association, that only incentivizes the creation of patentable drugs. But it actively disincentivizes and even marginalizes widely available and open source techniques that could actually work better than some of these drugs.
So you're up against very dark forces, and
we are Luke Skywalker, the real ones. So dark forces,
yes,
be aware, we are coming. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a sick model, man.
Yeah.
People have become clients, and it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's fundamentally wrong to gain money, privatizing economy wherein sick people are being treated through medicine. That is the wrong thing. So what I do, I bring something that is good for left and right, for up and down. It doesn't matter. I go pro-human. I'm there for the father and the mother working in the pharmaceutical industry.
Yes.
I want to give them and enjoy love as anybody else. And it is a birthright to experience that. Yeah. That is my message, and I love you. That's what I say to those people.
I love that. That's beautiful.
It's my daily ice bath. Happens right here. If you die once a day, then you know what life is all about.
I've heard you say you need to die every day to lead a good life.
Yes.
Are you familiar at all with there are these ancient Greek mysteries?
Stoics?
The Stoics, but then there are the Eleusinian mystery rituals. Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, all of them would go to Eleusis. Eleusis was 13 miles northwest of Athens, and they'd come back saying they witnessed their immortal soul.
I like your knowledge.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I like your wisdom. You got an old soul.
Amazing. That means a lot to me. This is coming from you. Thank you. But I hear you speak, and it feels like almost like a simulation of a modern mystery ritual.
It is. What I say is, I gotta die once a day. Yeah. To go to the depth of myself.
Yeah.
To go past the fear of dying. So for that, you gotta go into life and fully experience a fearless being. It's God-given for everybody to be fearless, because the soul is unbreakable. The soul is everlasting. Why should there be fear if you always live and you can't be broken? So there it is.
Yeah.
Die. Do something every day that goes past your conceptualizing mind. Well, man, I'm a different man right now. Take the damn cold shower, because it brings the soul to the surface. The mysticism has gone too complicated, too far away. It's bloody here, nowhere else. And we need to get this wrong narrative out of the way.
Yeah.
To say it's there. Only if you get there, you can get there. No, it's in there. And let's make directly contact with it. We are born to be unconditionally there.
I remember watching the Vice documentary with you, and you said something about an electromagnetic aura or something over somebody's head.
Oh, hey, man, I tell you more.
Yes.
You can make pictures of that nowadays with these measurement devices. Photography, Kirlian photography, for example.
Would you lean across to each other and start kissing? Go to it.
The symbol for the crown is called corona radiata. It's a nerve endings inside the brain. And we were thought of in neurology, we cannot control this. We cannot activate that. And then I came and I showed how to enlighten, activate the corona radiata, white mass inside the brain. I know I'm a king, man, the real king. And you and all of us, we should be kings.
I think it could even change our model of consciousness, because like we don't really know what a human being is. We all have electromagnetic fields. You've found a way to increase somebody's electromagnetic field. Maybe we are transmitting something from elsewhere, and maybe that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not only I say fuck enlightenment. Fuck enlightenment. That is so overindulging. Oh, I'm enlightenment. I'm Buddha. Fuck Buddha. And Buddha would agree. Hey, Buddha, good morning. Oh, sorry, I'm interrupting his meditation. Shh. People doing this breathing exercise, they go deeper inside the brain than people who are practicing mindfulness for 4 hours for years. Within 10 minutes, you are deeper.
Amazing.
And then another fact, there's a new study that 5 times more blood is been flushed into the heart to maintain the security of the vital organs by doing this bloody stupid simple breathing exercise.
2. There you go. 1.
The Wim Hof Method is fascinating, and it's fascinating because we don't know exactly how it works. When you breathe in more oxygen than you emit CO2, you basically hyperventilate. This alkalizes your blood. According to Wim, this reboots your entire nervous system. But how that happens is a little unclear. Maybe it affects voltage-gated ion channels and allows for faster cellular communication. When you hyperoxygenate your body, you actually speed up the respiration process. This actually accelerates the creation of free radicals, which can be harmful. But when you create free radicals in short, concentrated breath work, you could actually just be strengthening your body's ability to clean up those free radicals. So it's basically acting like any hermetic stressor. When you work out, you tear muscle fiber, your muscles get bigger. Same sort of concept.
It's the ultimate cardiovascular exercise. Cardiovascular related diseases is killer number one in our society. This is the way to attack it.
Yes.
To tackle it. To do exercising of the 100,000 kilometers, the 70,000 miles inside, millions of little muscles.
That's amazing.
Hey! Goodbye, pharmaceuticals.
It's almost like our body has a computer, and we thought of it as this, like, we couldn't mess with the computer. It was this autonomic nervous system. And now you're going into the servers of the computer and you're tweaking it. You can get to a much lower level. I think people don't realize that they have the capacity to go a little farther than, they think.
I can teach people to do so just in a couple of days. So all this paradigm of that it is not possible to control the autonomic nervous system, the proprioception, interoception, the sixth sense, the ability to go into 100% of your own brain. This was a new discovery in brain scans, which I made happen by doing these breathing exercises. People willfully activate 100% neural activity. It's the radio, the radio gaga, radio Google. I mean, sending and receiving, it's your radio.
Yeah.
It's not only the buttons, you know how to fine tune it to receive the messages, the news, and the right music for your silence, for your peace, for your understanding, for your deeper understanding than our schooling is able to provide.
Sure.
And there is the deep peace.
So what
we got him. We got him. We got him.
So if
man.
I love it, man. I love your energy. So what do we do? Because we have we have smartphones and we have air conditioning and we have clothes. There are a lot of esoteric philosophers who like to use the word involution, the fact that we've actually devolved. Can we go back, or are we just, totally screwed?
Let me tell you, it's even stronger. It is the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the time to connect with it all. I have found the ways to create the ultimate biochemical condition, that is breathing, alkalizing the blood, by which the neurosignaling of our will, which is neurotransmitters, is able to connect with a via interior and a luminous, light itself, which is electricity, which is neurology, to the level of the autonomic nervous system, which is nerves, is electricity. The autonomic now no longer is autonomic. And now we are able to relieve the trauma deeply hidden within our ancestral encrypted codes. This is what the natives brought before. I bless your ancestors for the 7 generations before and the 7 generations to come. And then we Westerners came in, we took it all over. You primitive people, you assholes, we are got up, this is us, and now we are here. And look what we have done. We polluted the planet. We go to Mars. The next is we go to nuts. We go to nuts, man. It's crazy. We got to go back now, and now we can do this consciously.
Have you ever heard of a mid-century scientist named Royal Rife? He had these Tesla coils, and it was like a tuning fork for the body. and you can convert
Wow.
molecular mass into frequency. I feel like things like that and breathing, they're open source. And so it's going to be very hard to get them accepted by kind of the powers that be. How do you get this stuff proven in the modern kind of skeptical establishment?
Within 2 weeks, I got new results with the top researchers on the DNA of this world. And that's in San Francisco with Dr. Elissa Apel and Elizabeth Blackburn, who's a Nobel Prize winner on the DNA.
Yeah.
So they are behind me. They are saying this new exercising, which we are doing, the breathing and the cold, which is acute, self-inflicted, deep, stressful exercise that activates and resets the body to a molecular level, to just right. And this is what you say with the Tesla, to the right frequency. And breathing does it as well.
And don't you think it requires almost a new mentality about sickness, which is often when you get sick,
totally,
it's there to tell you something. It's a message. It's not. It's not there to put the Band-Aid on. Rub it with.
Kill the messenger. Kill the messenger.
Yeah.
Kill him. Bring back his hat. Shoot it. Shoot the head back. They're crazy people.
You're almost saying it's like the environment is like or a pathogen is like a mirror, and it's pointing to you, saying, how healthy are you? And if you're not healthy, okay, well then your immune system's going to react, and then you're going to get sick. But if you're very healthy and you're doing all the stuff that you do, then you can actually fend these things off, which is not.
Yes, and it's simply there. And the thing is, it's not difficult.
Yeah.
It's not complicated.
Yeah, it's the air. Everybody has access to.
Yeah. The thing is also, we can be right, but we still have to bring it. We have the capacity to listen to the symptoms of the body, to use it as a messenger, go back, do breathing exercises, bring down inflammation. In 2014, we showed in a comparative study for the first time in medical science to bring down inflammation within a quarter of an hour. Never been shown. Thing is, once again, 4.5 million people died of COVID. 60 to 70 million die every year of inflammation.
Yes.
And we just brought it down. So
and the people that died of COVID died of inflammation, probably. A lot of them.
Yes. The COVID. Yes, it is. The COVID, I've been looking it up. What is the damaging factor of COVID? That is interleukin, which is inflammation marker.
Yes.
Interleukin number 1, number 6, number 8, and number 17. Very exact that it is. And we brought them down in 2014. They don't want to know. They don't talk about the immune system. They don't talk about natural ways how to activate and to boost up the immune system so it kills the intruder at the beginning. They don't talk about it. But we showed that. They injected us with the bacteria, and the bacteria had no chance.
Yeah.
Because we activated the specific immune system, which normally works after 6 to 8 days with the flu. Now, within 15 minutes. That's what breathing does.
Could you do the same thing with COVID?
Yeah, sure. Anytime.
I'm not suggesting.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
You're crazy, man. You're saying you would expose
yourself. I'm crazy about life. That's not crazy.
So you would expose yourself to COVID and beat it.
Oh, easy does it. They just create this fear. Man, they are crazy. They are in power of a system that is going to collapse.
I think COVID came from a lab.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
it came from somebody's lab.
It came from somebody's lab, and it's sad to me that we keep having to learn the same lesson, which is gain of function research is the most dumb fucking thing I've ever heard of in my life. It's like creating, a nuclear bomb so you can try to create a defense against the nuclear bomb. Like, it makes no fucking sense. We can barely come up with a cure now. And as both of us think, the cures are deeper and more natural than, any of this stuff.
Yeah. No, they are completely lost. And they are into the money model again.
Yeah, it's sick care. It's not health care. None of the long-term factors are cared about, or they're completely ignored and neglected. And those are the things that are most important. All of the comorbidities are it's just general health. Just be very generally healthy. Obviously, there are freak situations and there are anomalies, and a track runner in their 20s can get really, really sick, and everybody has a story like that. But it's just been crazy to see this kind of fear and hysteria. And then, by the way, we can eat like shit. We can not sleep. We can be stressed out all the time.
It needs to stop. It is going to stop. This indulging is going, it's blowing itself up. Yeah. And if people don't take the measures, then it's gonna go wrong. But I believe in the people. I believe in people. They are not stupid, but stupefied. And we gotta wake them up. Yeah. And that's what we do as philosophers, like Socrates. Now it's called Jesse, and it's called Wim. And they will make the history back in the moment where core values are reestablished, and happiness, strength, and health is a guarantee for everybody. And with that comes confidence and prosperity. That makes us the new leaders.
I love that.
You got to learn of the heart.
Yeah.
The heart, the cardiovascular system, is a very vulnerable, a very powerful system.
Yeah.
And it is able to adapt to the icy water within 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. Completely, you don't feel anything anymore. Not because you are numb, but because your cardiovascular system is taking care of the power inside to oppose the power of the outside coming in. It opposes it. And then I'm able to sit for half hour, an hour in icy water, no problem.
When you started doing the techniques more systematically after 95, did you find that your own almost perceptual powers or the way you view the world became richer and better?
Yes. You become much more in connection with your own core. Why dwell all the time over there? You just stay here. An intelligent person is always happy, strong, and healthy. He is not gonna go into conflicts and to battle conflicts. Oh, I won. No, a person who is happy doesn't go to war. A person who is happy is not into possessive, gaining power. He's already there, unconditionally. And that is the core. Our core is to be spiritual and to maintain it. There will be the eye of the hurricane. Your intention in life is to bring good, to feel good, and to heal the world, and all those beautiful things you are doing, and you are in the eye of the hurricane. As long as you are there, you're not out there.
Yeah.
You are inside, and you just watch how the waters are going.
Do you have kind of like a metaphysical worldview? Like you've said a lot, and I've heard you say it elsewhere. You've said it here that you are a king. I'm a king. Do you believe? There's the Gospel of Thomas that says the kingdom of heaven is within you and spread out across earth. Do you believe that we are gods? When you say namaste.
Oh no! Like absolutely. Yeah. And it's proven. I showed that in the DNA. Yeah. I showed to go past the time into the genetical hereditary past. We can show this now through the microscopes and the DNA research that's the way it works.
What happens to the DNA specifically?
Okay, you got the cell.
Yeah.
When we have the cell, we got the protective proteins around it, which are normally no longer really present because we live in comfort zone behavior. Yeah. Now, by self-inflicted stressful exercise, you reinstall the protective cold shock and heat shock proteins around the cell, by which the mRNA, the messenger ribonucleic acid, those are messages for temporary changes will be gone like a message inside. They are going to be accepted by the right filter of the protection field around the cell, the cold shock and the heat shock proteins. Their function is to filter the right mRNA for development.
Okay.
That's one. We now know how to reinstall that filter mechanism. So COVID wouldn't be able to get through that protective shield. The only one that is able to get through that shield is our intention, our will, neurosignaling. It goes through pathways to the cell, through the protective cold shock proteins into the DNA. And then that is its function, to heal. We are alive, not just to walk around and eat hot dogs.
Yeah.
We are here to bring the ancestry, which has been accumulated through stress and imprinted in our genetical codes, to free it when it is possible. And when is it possible? When we are alive. Because our parents or grandparents or forefathers and foresisters and brothers who died and all those traumatic deaths and all, they are present. But they are tied to our internal genetical codes. And we are able to free that. That is enlightenment. If they ask me, what is enlightenment, Wim? And please put it in one sentence. All Bibles are written on that shit, and Korans and all these scriptures. You ask me to put it in one sentence? Okay, here it comes. Be happy, strong, and healthy. Rest is bullshit. That's it. And it is bullshit, eh?
You believe in aliens?
And we are fucking aliens all the time. We are astronauts on planet Earth. And whatever there is, they should have come in, those fucking shitty aliens who let the planet go to a ruin, animals being slaughtered, and children being abused. Fuck you, aliens! Let's de-alienate and get it here done. Bring the light here from the stars. We are the stars. And of course, I love aliens. I love all these cute little beings. Hello. My son, I got a little son.
Yeah.
And he is looking at the aliens. It's like he's following it. And I'm following it with him. It's fun.
That's awesome. Well, man, this is great. I feel like we should create like a center. There's no reason why, to me, we can't have a place where people go for healing. But then the bigger mission of the place is we're getting data, we're doing R&D, we have scientists working there.
No, I love it.
And we're also treating people with alternative medicines that we know work on an intuitive level, or have worked in thousands of years in cultures, but don't, for whatever reason, meet the current FDA criteria.
You know what it is, Jesse?
Yeah.
We got the measurement devices to show that the existing narrative has no future anymore. In 2 years, I want to reach billions of people. And if that is so, I'm going to do the Hollywood film and BBC 36 programs all over the world. And then show, it's not me, man. It's themselves. And then everybody is going to watch that. Boom, 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 boom. They all wake up.
Well, you might not be a guru, and it may be them healing themselves, but you are a very amazing force for good, and you're seeding this all across the world. And so
Luke Skywalker!
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
No, but you too. And we have no fear. We just want to find out, discover, take away the covers.
You know, the apocalypse means the great unveiling. So it'll all be revealed.
Yes, internal.
And on earth.
Yes, on earth. And it's got to be unearthly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And playing with words, but we are going to do it for real. It's happening. Hey, man, it was an honor.
It was an honor for me, man. I love you, and I thank you for doing this. I really appreciate
I
it.
love you, man. I love you. You're my brother.
Yes.
And great. I love you. Keep on and shine bright.
At this point, your pH levels are sufficiently set. You're running at peak Hof, so why not take a cold shower and do a 3-minute ice bath?
Water that cold, it hits you like 1,000 knives stabbing you all over your body.
Look, I'm with you. Intellectually knowing something's good for you and actually doing it are two very different things. But if there's anybody to motivate you to do this, it's definitely Wim Hof and not Jack Dawson.
Let's do it.
So why not start now with his guided breathing exercises, which I am linking in the description. And on the way down there, hit like and subscribe. Both will improve your lives. One physically, the other intellectually. Until next time, I'm Jesse Michels, and this is American Alchemy.